Yes. My people, where's the word? Happening, fellas.
Yes, I
Yes,
still top on the league, you know.
For now. Yeah, we had an
Yeah.
interesting weekend. And we figure, well, although it's an international weekend, but we want to kind of recap and kind of talk a little bit about the transfer window. Transfer window just shut over the last couple of days. We had another big story coming out of England today again. So, just have a little conversation, man, and see what the fellas think. Fellas will be in group chat, blah, blah in their mouth, but when you tell them to come on talk the thing and give their views, they're afraid. I don't know what they're afraid. But anyway, what happening, fellas?
Yeah. You know, it is big football weekend, Labor Day weekend in America.
Yeah.
It's going okay, I'd say, for the Tricky Blues. Missing Cole Palmer there, that might be a hurt. I see him post on Instagram today that to back soon. So hopefully that knock you have, that niggle you have is just temporary. But what can I say now? In the first half against Fulham, we played well. We played okay, not well. Fulham looked like they was giving us a real run for our money. And the second half looked like we calmed down, get more into our groove. I don't know. Early signs did not look convincing against Palace. Did not look convincing against Fulham. So early signs.
Title contenders then.
I mean, too soon to tell. Call it the crystal ball. Too soon to tell.
The crystal ball does say who's the fairest of them all. It might be Chelsea, I read it. And I'm talking about Chelsea from Dominica. I'm talking about Chelsea Football Club. Okay, people, remind me. All right. So the first game you want to go over, Chelsea Fulham, and Rafik bring it up. So what the goal scores in that game now? Pedro and Enzo.
João Pedro strikes again. We have a striker that cannot stop scoring. I love it. I feel like the club been missing something like that, like on a consistent basis. No shade to Jacko, but a consistent basis, the club has been missing something like that. So
I believe you just jinxed.
Then the next goal, surprisingly, Enzo is on our penalties. I thought João Pedro would come and take the duties off of in Cole absence, but Enzo, club captain, I guess, on our penalties. So good cruise win after an early scare from how Fulham were playing in the first half. But the first half we looked very, very much out of it, very much Man United-esque, if you will.
My brother, we don't talk about Man United yet. Why you have to talk about Man United? We don't talk about Man United yet.
Sorry.
But there was a big talking point in all the game now. I want to hear your views on that call against Fulham. No, the goal they called back.
The goal that was almost was. Yeah. I'm not the referee. I'm not the person in the box, but in my opinion, I would say that I would have let that go stand. I feel like the spin, the curve turn that on Maradona turn, I believe that the young man did on the half line. I feel like that, he did not try to stamp on Chalobah's foot. It's almost accidental. I feel like players cannot be penalized for accidental fall, and like it gave the young man Joshua King his debut, like at 18 years, like it would have been a tremendous time for him. But unfortunately, it had to be chalked off, So it was unfortunate because, like I said, the man do a spin move. You shouldn't be chalked off for doing a spin move and then you accidentally throw it on a man leg, to me, that do fair. To me, I'd be looking at it in the back room saying, yeah, nah. The referee gave the right call on field, and then when he looked at it, I thought he would have been like, okay, yeah, I stick it to my gut. But I guess in slow-mo, things do look bad. So, unfortunate for them. Fortunate for us, that's how football go. We know how it go. For Josh King.
But overall, people complain about the constant the length of time it's taking the referees to make a decision. The VAR. That sounds like a recurring theme.
Yeah.
Over the
And I need
first 3
referees
weekends.
to. I need referees to also be like strong on their game. Like he made the right call in the moment, and then when you see it again, like bro, back your judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like why? Because people talking to you in you are the referee at the end of the day, right? Like you are in charge of the match. The officials are there to help you. The linesmen are there to help you. But in the end, you are the end all say all. So stand on your judgment, bro. Like VAR is there to assist, not to dictate. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that was not foul, man. That was nonsense. A good goal score. The man was attacking him and do a turn. His foot land where it land. How can that be a foul? The referees and them sometimes they over engineer things and they just end up ruining the game.
Yeah, that kind of changed the game, because Fulham would have been up 1-0 in that match. They had that goal stand, right? So that kind of changed the game.
Definitely changed the match. Definitely. That's why I say it kind of reminded me of opening weekend, where we also got lucky, where Eze goal got chopped off, and that also kind of changed the game. Like what I'm saying, we could have lost that game very easily, but we drew it, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
So
I just need to
right.
So you saying Chelsea getting caught from your friend them?
I mean, every year that one team to do it. Liverpool used to be Vaz's favorite children. So, but nah, it's just unfortunate, man. It's just unfortunate. I think the referees just need to be stronger on their wheel.
What?
We'll get to that, brother. We'll get to that.
No, you never benefit from VAR like that. Goal against Tottenham, the VAR officials say onside and they give it offside.
So, okay, so Chelsea won that match. The next match, I guess we could talk about, was a 10 o'clock kickoff, was a last-minute win by Manchester United against Burnley. Burnley was up in that match. No. United were up from our own goal early in the first half. Burnley equalized basically, right after halftime, and then Mbeumo came back, scored his first goal for United. Burnley ended up equalizing 10 minutes later, and then Bruno Fernandes with a penalty in the 97th minute to win the game. So that leaves Man United on 4 points after 3 games. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. I guess for the non-United fans, what is the opinion? What you guys seen so far?
I seen that I made the incorrect dark horse call. I say for myself that United is my dark horse on this show. I would want that statement, please. Sorry.
You think so?
Your audio cutting out.
You see that, man. I think.
No.
Okay.
I hear you better now. Go ahead, say it again.
I was saying that my statement that I made on this show needs to be recanted. One of United being the dark horse.
Yeah.
Every time you try and change your dark horse, the audio just messing up. So
because the internet knows nonsense you talking, you see.
Yeah, rubbish you talking. So, Brad, what is your thoughts on what you've seen from United so far?
Well, it's not great. It's not great. Yeah, previous seasons, you have points in this season where you're asking yourself, who can United beat? And we're back to that point in this season. And I mean, they get the result against Burnley, but it's not like it was like a comprehensive performance where they washed Burnley aside. And they're still conceding comical goals sometimes. And I guess just so happen to get a penalty late in the game that Bruno converted. So right now, you wonder, you're looking at the calendar and you wonder where will the next 3 points come from?
and some tough games coming up.
I still have questions for the manager. Yeah.
Okay, what are you saying?
I didn't catch the full game. I catch bits and pieces of it. But we still have a problem in midfield.
And they try to
We still have a problem in midfield.
Okay, what you mean we still? Y'all haven't addressed it though. It's not we. Oh, you mean we still?
Exactly that, Rashford. Right? We did not address the midfield. I would have thought that they would have addressed the midfield before the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper is a young goalkeeper. I don't know what's going to happen. But in terms of the game itself, right? I'm happy we got the win. I just do like how, everybody up in arms about United celebrating a 3-2 victory over Burnley. A team that under pressure, a team that struggling to find points. They finally put 3 points on the table and they're not allowed to celebrate. Now, granted, you think as a newly promoted team, you're supposed to beat Burnley. Who was Burnley first match? Didn't Burnley get 3 points?
Can't remember that.
Or was it against Sunderland? They got 3 points.
First match to Spurs, but they won against Sunderland.
They won against Sunderland. So Burnley had more points than us at the start of the season already. Right now, it's getting points on the board and trying to find the performances. United actually create more chances than any other team in the league so far. Have more shots than any other team in the league so far. Have more touches in the opposition box than any other team in the league so far. So in the attacking third, something is happening. Granted, we're not scoring goals yet. The goals will come. But I still think we get it too easy to get at us when we're out of possession. Right? And that stems from the midfield and the defense. Dalot is a liability. For the past few games, almost every goal that's scored, we have an involvement in it. In some way, shape, or form. Right? So we have a problem at the right wing back because it's either Dalot or Ahmad, and we have a problem in midfield. So we still have areas to think. But I am hopeful that something will click with these players and they will start scoring the goals, start taking the chances that they start creating.
Click. I still feel like that manager not sure what he about, honestly. And early days with the new striker, but it seemed like the manager preferred the more fluid front players with Mount and Cunha and
Mount injured for a little while. Cunha went up in the last game injured.
Yeah, but I don't see all you scoring a lot of free scoring this season,
No, well, it's not even about free scoring, bro. It's just scoring, period. Right? When you take your chances, you take the pressure off your team for the game.
Yep.
You take your chances, you have a chance to control the game. No, you can decide how you want to play. But if the whole game you're trying to score, and you're under pressure, one mistake is
you're scoring 2 goals and you're conceding 2 goals. 2 goals should be enough to win a game against Burnley.
Well, that's the thing. You can count on scoring 3 goals every game to win.
Exactly.
So exactly. I feel that we, like Kerry said, like starting off games. I mean, all of us playing FIFA, we've seen it all the time, right? And we always saying it happening in FIFA, but it happened in real life. When you have a team on the ropes and you don't take your chance, 9 out of 10 times the team gonna come back and steal a chance and score a goal. So in my opinion, I'm seeing signs that we can play better, but I still feel that personally, I know Kerry was talking about the midfield, but I really feel like a goalkeeper is just as important as a striker. And I'm not saying this young keeper going and be the best keeper in the league, but bro, as far as I'm concerned, we can take anybody and put in the goal and be better than Onana. So we know Bayern is not it. He's tried him. He's not it. Maybe he'll be content to be on the bench or whatever. But I just don't think that Onana is it. Onana makes too many easy goals score against him. And if you have a young keeper, give him a chance. I think part of the reason I didn't go after Donnarumma was the rumor is Donnarumma making almost 450K a week at City. So United maybe didn't want to pay that kind of salary. So I didn't go after him. So, to me, I didn't mind the move of going for the young keeper. Let's see what he have. Yeah, I don't think he will be any worse than Onana, to be honest. So let's just see how it come out. But and then maybe in January we can do excuse me. In January we can do something with the midfield, depending on what the transfer market looking like. But in terms of going forward, I think we have Sesko doesn't look fit. He came on a couple of times and he played the game against in the League Cup. He doesn't look like he's fit. So you need to work on his fitness. Hopefully over the international break there he can work on that, and then we'll see what happens. I think like Brad, I have some questions about Ruben Amorim. I like to be honest, Ruben Amorim's demeanor. I like how he deal with the media. I like everything he's saying for the most part. I just do like that he cannot adjust. I do like he can't adjust.
It's seeming like he can't adjust.
Well, so far
we haven't seen the adjustment.
I cannot assume that. I mean, he's been there 9 months, 10 months. He hasn't adjusted at all. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Well, we have a person in the commenting about we need more control in the game. Amateur fans that never play professional football can see that with a midfield two of Bruno and whoever, you're not going to have control of a game. It's not going to happen. That's just not how these players are built. So if the manager not seeing it, but all the fans can see it, what can you really say? United in the last season or two, even under 10, even games at home have less possession than, So it's just not how the manager want to play, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. The season's still young. I mean, we'll get to some other teams that, that we're not really hearing much about them, but they're not looking too good, and we're playing them next. So next game we want to go through quickly. Sunderland, they beat Brentford. Looks like they beat Brentford 2-1.
I told you all, Sunderland is staying up. Sunderland is staying up.
Yeah, Sunderland looking.
3 games on the. We told you all. It's early days.
Isn't that what I just told you?
Brentford is hardly in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, Sunderland has 6 points in 3 games. That's good for a team that's just newly promoted, man. So,
and how many goals?
Give them the flowers.
They score goals too.
Yeah. So give them the flowers, man. So let's move on to the next game. I don't think we have too many Sunderland and Brentford fans watching this. So Spurs lost to Bournemouth. Even Nilsson with the goal, 1-0. They beat Spurs in London.
Spurs are back to being Spursy.
Boy, and then big news coming out of Spurs today. Daniel Levy, the long-time chairman of Spurs, has stepped down after 25 years in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching TalkSport this afternoon. I hear a lot of them guys. What's the partner named O'Hara and them guys saying that they're happy that he's gone, but I think we need to be careful what they ask for.
Okay. That is it.
I mean,
Levy was penny pinching, and I find this year they splashed the cash. Granted they had a windfall from winning the Europa League. Who they get? They get Kolomwani on loan.
Yeah.
Splash for Xavi Simons, Kudus. Didn't they sign another attacker?
What do you think about Xavi Simons?
I haven't seen enough of Xavi Simons to have a.
I think he's a solid player.
Strong opinion.
He will help Spurs out.
Good player.
But I think your audio is really, really poor tonight, eh?
Yeah, I suspect that man in Antarctica, and the way that man is there.
Yeah, inside of a blue barrel somewhere in the country, I suspect.
All right. Well, I mean, Spurs. Let me see where Spurs is in the table. Spurs sitting in the table fourth. They have 6 points. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
Am I
man.
looking? Yeah, they have 6 points because they won their first 2 games. Matches, I should say. All right, let's move on to the next result. Everton beat Wolves away from home 3-2. Jack Grealish finding his old form, boy. Jack Grealish finding his old form. Jack Grealish is one of them players that need love, boy.
Not even that. He just need freedom.
If you look up honestly, team, my wife are using there.
Grealish just needed freedom to do what he want, essentially, on the left side or in the 10. And he wasn't getting that at City.
Yeah.
So now we have some freedom. He already have what, 4 assists for the season?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
did he start the first game? I don't think he started the first
He
game.
didn't start the first game, no.
Right.
Came off the bench.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
like Everton, I mean, Grealish coming in, he automatically the main man.
Yep.
So they looking or will come to more touches, more freedom to express himself, try things, whip crosses in, you know. You get here and there, it'll come off.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that was the game. Let me just see.
Everton are going far with that 3 up front there. Then that's straight.
They're not
Maybe
going for even.
the man of the market.
You off the mark by just do him.
Who better?
Yeah.
They have
Better
a
look
young
on
striker
striker.
that they was playing in the when we want to watch the match in MetLife.
Barry.
Yeah, maybe we should sweat that man more. That man look like
He
was more
young, he raw. So I don't think he'll get too much game time, but yeah.
All right. Well.
Who?
All right.
Barry, the young striker for Everton there.
Boy, Newcastle now. After Newcastle, I think Newcastle they lost to Liverpool last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week they couldn't score a goal against Leeds. And then they lost their best player to Liverpool. You know, I want to see how that Isak thing turned out at Liverpool because Ekitike started off the season playing well in the striker role.
Options.
You know, options, but you just buy a man for 80-90 million, bro. You gotta put him on the bench.
Bro. Liverpool have spent money.
Man.
Well, yeah, only a bunch of competitions.
So
yeah, man, you have games to go around, man. Everybody will play.
But Newcastle got two strikers. They got that Voldemar partner from Stuttgart. I think they got him from.
Oh yeah, Walter
Johan Wieser. So
yeah, we still get his move.
We'll see what they do.
I want to go into the transfer market thing a little bit, you know, because before we end tonight, because I feel like watching a lot of stuff in the media, people talking about who was down in tools and who was doing this and who was doing that, but it looked like it's the fellas that shake up the place that get what they wanted.
Yeah, that way look like.
We'll talk about that a little bit. Well, let's go into the next match. Man City was leading against Brighton. Brighton came back to beat them 2-1. Man City second loss in a row. Second loss in a row. Man City started off looking well, looking good. And they have kind of fallen off the last 2 matches. And we're going to give them the third loss in a row next weekend.
That is it.
I don't know.
So why
was putting man?
What?
A lot of people was putting them after the first game. They look good.
Yeah, they look good.
They look good in the first game.
Remember last year where they lose up.
Man City traditionally are slow starters, you know. Like I think it's only one the year to get like 100 points was the year when they start off hot and they just maintain.
That was when they actually had a balanced squad with experienced players in the right positions. I don't feel like Pep doing a good job of refreshing that squad at all. The likes of Doku and these guys are not the same level as Mahrez and even Sterling when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin De Bruyne was a machine, chance creation. I don't know where that's going to come from this season. Team's going to have chances against Man City.
The thing is, right, in that game against Brighton, they created chances. You know? They had clear chances to score. They didn't take their chances. And then Brighton made changes that affect the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know? The manager, I think, made 4 subs one time, you know, for them. Change up the format, put players in different positions, and just change the game for them. So I'm glad it worked.
But City much more vulnerable these days.
Yeah.
As a team, possession wise, you know, as
they used to be.
And the other thing too,
Rodri coming back, not back to his best yet.
The other thing too is that, I mean, I watch a few City games, but I just don't feel like Haaland affecting the game enough. Honestly, like as a striker, I feel like I just don't see him affecting the game enough. He does get a lot of attention from defenders, but like if you can tend to kind of mark him, because City not gonna really play them balls over the top, and they like to play the pass and move kind of thing and possession. So you can kind of mark Haaland out of the game sometimes. I mean, the good thing about Haaland is he's so good that he will, whatever chances he gets, he'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might get one chance in the game and he'll take it, but I feel like that's also affecting them in a way where they cannot. He's not really affecting the match as well as much as he should. You know,
Haaland is not a good he's not a good footballer. Like he's not good at football, like at all. Like when you talk about a goal scorer, like okay, you give me that. But Harry Kane is also a good goal scorer, but he's a good footballer. Harry Kane can do that for you. Like Harry Kane would be an ideal City striker. You feel me? Like Haaland is. I just don't think he has the IQ when it comes to playing football. Like you can tell, like he doesn't know when to drop off. He doesn't know when to make those runs. Like he just knows that. Ball in front of me, I can score.
But then, wouldn't he be playing differently in another team? Do you think? Haaland? Yes.
Bro, I feel like Haaland would play good in a team that can stretch the field. You know, like he had good pace. You know, but I just like the link up play and stuff that City try and play. He's just not that kind of player.
Yeah, I don't think he have the ability to be that like link up man.
I feel like Pep getting a little desperate, you know.
Yeah,
because Pep going to pick up Donnarumma there. I don't see how Mr. gonna fit in Pep's system. Donnarumma, he just a young goalkeeper, and the man play. Well, he played 3 matches.
Yep.
The one game he had a bad game, but for the most part he was okay in the other 2 games. And now you're gonna bring in Donnarumma on big money,
and he just re-signed.
I feel like Pep panicking, bro.
Well, I don't know. You think Pep under pressure at City? Do you think they would sack him?
No.
But you think he'd
walk? I don't think they'll sack him. I think he'll walk.
I
think he would walk. I don't think they'll sack him.
Yeah.
You know. But you know, like, everything comes ebbs and flows. You know, City won 4 out of 5 years the league. So now is their time for them to go and sit down in a corner. You know, let another team step up, you know, like Manchester United. You know. Anyway, West Ham. Game was close. Game was tight. 0-0 all the way up to the 84th minute. West Ham with 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the match. Bowen, Paqueta, and Wilson. Yo, I watched Wilson goal. Very good goal, boy.
Wilson's a good shot. I just can't stay fit.
Boy, I didn't see the last goal.
Bro, the man running down the middle, and it's like the man just zigzagging. Like the defender don't know where for him to go. And then as soon as the defender turn his back, he just go on the far post and he get a header, open header. Very, very good goal. I mean, I don't think any of us predicted West Ham to win that game, you know. Not Nottingham Forest. I guess not Nottingham Forest.
I predicted a Bowen goal, and I got it because that man in my team.
So you predicting a goal. You hoping for a goal. So, I mean, West Ham. Let me see where West Ham is in the table. West Ham is one we I think majority of us said was going down. West Ham still, they only have one win.
I think they're still a good shot to go down, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
Forest, I don't know what Forest on one of the best defenses in the league last season. They haven't registered a clean sheet yet. I don't know what's going on in that camp.
And then when Forest starts playing in Europe, it's gonna be even more trouble for them. When European football starts.
Yep, and it doesn't look like the depth that they've brought in have provided any sufficiency in their games that they played so far. McCarthy, however you pronounce it, and Hutchinson have featured in the league, but no wow factors to say, okay, we can carry this whole team. And Doyle looks good, but so Forest, keep the eye out on them.
Elliot Anderson was playing for Forest last year, or was it last year? Last year,
yeah.
But I feel like he was injured.
Nah, he played. He had some of the most defensive contributions in the game. Like if that score was registered last season. Him and Bruno and
Forest
and
a lot of
What is it, bro?
Elanga was a good for them. Elanga say like it didn't make much sense to me. Or you're going in Europe, or you need more players, or you shouldn't be selling players.
If you guys making a profit on him.
Yeah, the money. I think the money because they bought him from cheap, from United cheap.
A profit is good, but to what end? Yeah, if a club, I understand when like the mega clubs come in for a player, you understand. But to me, Newcastle and Forest were competing in the same bracket last season.
Yeah,
saying a player to weaken yourself and now you're trying to fight back. It don't make much sense to me. But who knows that behind the scenes?
Yeah.
I guess the higher ups at Forest just didn't expect them to be that good that quick.
All the higher up at Forest. Yeah. Once you sweep is that man off, that man coming in the press conference and sit down next to you. Anyway, let's move on. The biggest game of the weekend, quite a boring game in my opinion, but still a win for Liverpool against Arsenal. We had to watch along for that one, so people who tune in, we appreciate it. But we had some comments after the match. But Szoboszlai with a immaculate free kick from about
best goal for the season so far.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Best goal for the season so far.
But I want the Arsenal fans. I see Brad already talking in the comments there. I want to see what the Arsenal fans have to say about Arteta, because my opinion is Arteta, bro, the man literally came out in the press conference after the match, and he said exactly what I was thinking. Not that you were going to say, but what I was thinking that he was expecting. Keep the game tight and hope to steal a goal to win the game. I don't understand why Arteta has everything he needs now. You have Eze, you just signed Eze. The man already played for Crystal Palace in the league. You're not to say the man not fit. You just signed the man. Odegaard is there. Okay, fine. If Odegaard can't start the match from the start, put Eze in the 10. Play the man, go for the win. The man playing so defensive, trying not to lose. And then he come in and say about, a moment of magic, I'm taking a moment of magic to win a match or whatever. I tell you, to me, if Arteta don't win that league this year, it's for him to go. For him.
He's not too forward, boy. He too forward with his tactics.
He have no excuse, He signed players. Signed the players he's wanted, right? In almost every position. The last position they were saying they needed a player was in striker. So they've signed the striker now. So what is the problem?
That's why I say in the beginning of the season, the first episode where I say Arsenal can win the league, but at the have to be more brave in his tactics. The number of draws last season turned some of those into wins and make the others losses. Arsenal winning the league, You know what I mean? Bro, those 2 points drop every time. You're approaching these games in too much of a conservative manner. You come into Anfield, I expect you to go gung-ho at Anfield and just at all-out attack. But when you're on the ball in the first half, Arsenal dominated the game. Liverpool was 6s and 7s, it was all over the place. commit bodies forward and try and get a goal. Because you know at some point that game going to change. The crowd going to get into the game, Liverpool going to get into the game. When you want to take your chances, instead of playing Eze, he go with Zuberman,
Rice and Merino. Yep.
These players really have a nice, clever through ball in their locker or something. So now you're depending on the wingers to do everything. Gyökeres himself looking like he's still
Saka was there.
Right. Gyökeres looking like he's still trying to catch his fitness. Be brave. There's no shame in losing at Anfield if you go for it, you try for it. Because look, you lose anyway. Right? Yep. So I don't know. They was nappy from the beginning.
Yeah. But I find he doesn't even like the team that you've built. I find Arsenal, like it does pain me to say, but Arsenal have one of the best defense in the world, in the league. Like that defense has built its structure. You build that. People can't take that from you. Trust your team, bro. Trust your team. Trust them to go forward and still come back in the same structure. You know what I'm saying? Just trust the structure you build.
You know something, right? If you watch, I was thinking about that a couple of days ago. If you watch a lot of these successful teams, like in basketball when they have that doesn't want to play defense and he always kind of stay on the half and we say like he cherry pick it. Like to me, almost all the successful teams have that, Like with Liverpool, the expectation for Salah is not for him to. Yes, he have to come back and defend, but he also cheating sometimes to stay up by the half line. So when Liverpool get the ball, he can, get a break. He can do something. When we were winning with Ronaldo, everybody else was working. Not to say Ronaldo wasn't defending, but the expectation was for him to make the difference in the match. So who in Arsenal team is going to do that? Who is the player in Arsenal team that's going to do that? I don't know who, apart from maybe Saka. Who you know what I'm saying?
Who Arteta allowed to do that? Who?
Martinelli or Madueke. I mean, Madueke get a lot of chances.
Martinelli or Brin.
Madueke get a lot of opportunities to run at or left back, and nothing came of it. I mean, he did well, but
Kukes recover well. Martinelli had
well, Gali, they might not have the best defense in the world, but the statistics show they have the best defense in the Premier League because the last 2 seasons they conceded the least goals as a team. So at least that side of things they're good, but that also stemming from the fact that Arteta tactics is usually, especially in big games, is usually try not to lose.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You have like world-class attackers that get to the goal, but if not.
But even that's the problem too. The talent ID. How you come out second 3 years in a row and
everything we start talking about
how you signing,
Well, the manager also a bit delusional because he was saying in a press conference here, like in the past 3 years, Arsenal has been the best team in the Premier League. The best team in the Premier League wins the Premier League at the end of the day. You don't win a title for being the best over 3 years, the most points over 3 years. You win a title for having the most points in a season. That is the scope. So
we don't know
about Community Shield is that big trophy and we've been the best team over 3 years. You gaslighting the fans. Change your tactics and win games.
You're trying to gaslight them. I don't think he succeeded.
It's like Arsenal have had a very good record against the big 6. They hadn't lost against the big 6 for many seasons and whatever. But to what end when you're not winning the league? If you tell me now I can lose the rest of the games against the big 6 and I'll win the league, I'll take it.
Yep.
Because the aim of this season is to win the title. So I don't know why I take the focusing on these trivial statistics instead of focusing on what you need to do to actually win games. You beat Liverpool, but you go on your draw Burnley. What's really the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I feel it's one thing for coaches to have excuses and say that they don't have the right players, they don't have this, they don't have that. I mean, the man been there for 12 transfer windows at this point. He's revamped the entire team. The team is what he wanted. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Sign a center forward by trade. He go and he buy Havertz and then he try Havertz in midfield and then Havertz end up front and in false 9. So you have to acknowledge
But part of it is that Arsenal what's his name? Arteta like Havertz, because Havertz does that thing about comeback, defend as a team, them kind of thing. Havertz not really thinking about going forward as a striker would. So that is why he like. But to me, you have to have 3 or 4 players on the team, attacking sense, where all they thinking is attack, pretty much. Like how you gonna score goals, right? Out of that 3 or 4, 2 of them will help out in defense. 1 or 2 of them have to just forget about defense and just unless you set pieces, stay up and try and score goals. Because if you have 11 man defending and with your goalkeeper and all that, yes, you'll have the best defense and all that. But if Arsenal really try to open up the game, will they have the best defense still? Maybe that's what you're concerned about. Maybe you just figure, well, try and get more clean sheets and you can win games, but you haven't got the defense.
But even without the defense, the back 4 and the goalkeeper, you have Zubimendi sitting in front of the 4. That not really bombing forward. Rice does venture, but even when Rice venture, he have the other central midfielder, Odegaard, that does fill in. So he always have a defensive cover. So I just don't understand why he's not giving those attacking guys that freedom to actually go and do something. But
I understand why.
We'll see what happens.
Why, Brad?
Huh?
Why? You say you understand why?
Well, because the thing is, when you're playing against Leeds, you can do those things and you will get 5 goals. When you play against Liverpool, or even some of the more the smaller teams that tend to play with all men behind the ball, then you're going to struggle. Because now you have all of the ball and all tactics you have is to try and get a set piece, to try and score from a set piece. And when that's not working, you're out of ideas. You have a new striker, you have to live into the team. Create chances
even the game against us, they didn't really create chances and they scored that one set piece and that was it.
But that's Arsenal.
Chances. Anyway, I see you have some comments in the chat there. Let me not ignore them. Brad say they had saying that they inherit a mess. That same team he win FA Cup. Since then he go on to sign 48 players, including contract renewals. He had to win a Carabao Cup. Make it make sense. But Brad from day one, Brad didn't want that from day one. I see Gali say he agree that they have the best defense in the Prem, but not the world. I mean, listen, man, we'll see what happens if Arteta, man. We'll see what happens. Let's move on to the next match. The last match for the weekend. Crystal Palace beat Aston Villa at Villa Park. That was supposed to be Mark Guéhi's last game with Crystal Palace, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Sucks out Liverpool.
Liverpool are sucking salt. Liverpool top of the league.
Fun. Oh, so now it's early.
We top of the league with those sucking salt. We'll get going in January, don't worry. But that was a good game, man. Palace look good in that game. Palace look good for the season so far. The manager them playing so good.
They do.
And
he scored
the goal of the game.
Yeah,
man. I mean,
I think Glasner's a serious manager.
So let's talk a little bit about the transfer there and transfer window there for the different teams. So, in you guys' opinion, I mean, who won the transfer window, as you like to see?
On paper, or including the free matches?
You can't free matches. You can't really determine. Although the players haven't really played.
On paper, I would say Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay. What are you saying?
The narrative was that Liverpool looking shaky in defense, but Arsenal come to Anfield and the opportunity was there to try and test it, but they didn't do that.
Boy, I guess everybody afraid Anfield. Well, Arteta afraid Anfield so much so that he go and get speakers to play. You'll never walk alone in training.
I mean, Arsenal haven't won there for a number of years. But they also celebrated a draw there before, so you have to wonder what really is the ambition.
Low blows.
I
The
never
low
feel
blows, human do it, my brother.
wherever away from I never feel good about that draw. I want to win.
A
draw
draw,
feels like a loss.
a draw when you're struggling is one thing, but as a team that aiming to win the league, you have to go and try and win them games.
You remember a couple seasons they went to City and they get a draw, and it was being heralded as like a wonderful performance. Like you're trying to pip City to a title. What a draw doing for you? You know what I mean? And some fans will agree, a few fans disagreeing and saying, "Oh, it's a good result," but it doesn't move the needle.
Well, if
So,
you win in the other 36,
Correct.
it's a good result.
That is where I was going.
If you tell me you're going unbeaten for 36, the hell yeah, it's a good result. But if you get in 22, then you get in 8 draw, you know what I'm saying? So in perspective.
Yeah. Because after that, it wasn't after that City draw, they gone. Who did they draw with?
I think Villa. I think didn't Villa beat them in.
Villa beat them on the last day of the
Emirates?
season. I think that year. But it was they had lost. They had lost to West Ham and lost to Fulham or something like that. After that City result. So it was all moot basically. But I think the Isak signing give Liverpool the edge in the transfer market. Like they win it. Granted, they spend the most.
But Isak is 20 money, bro. How much you pay for him?
155. See, Brad?
These players have to be integrated mid-season. So maybe by the time we catch ourselves integrating these players, it's too late for us, or maybe they hit the ground running. It remains to be seen. But as a Liverpool fan, I cannot tell that I'm excited about that Isak signing.
But it's easier to get integrated into a team that is doing well, you know. So the pressure is off, right? The pressure is off. You know, nobody gonna be expecting you to come and dominate from day one. If you go a couple games and lose score, everybody, it's okay. If your team winning, you know. So
historically, with Liverpool signing strikers, the type of fans Liverpool are, we usually give strikers a lot of love and chances to catch themselves. Nunez was throwing goals, but outside of Liverpool, everybody was laughing and criticizing him. But within Liverpool, we like our Nunez, you know. So if Isak come in and he's struggling a little bit, I remember when Peter Crouch came to Liverpool, several games he couldn't score a goal, but he was still chanting for him, you know, cheering him on. You get chances at Liverpool because that's the kind of fans we are, you know. But I think Isak we've seen Isak in action and he's a finisher, so
he's a finisher and a creator. He can create for himself as well. So if you give him supply, he will make stuff happen for you. So
I see an argument up.
I do like the look of Ekitike, I must admit. I feel selfish.
Yeah.
I see an argument happening in the chat there. What are we talking about there?
So with these Arsenal fans.
What
So Brad saying that the team in 2020 better than the team now because they win a trophy, basically. Shane look like shit.
Personally, I feel like somebody was there and get Arsenal to that FA Cup final at the terribly benefits of that squad. But I feel like the team better now, but they need a manager that can, you know, lead them to something better.
How is it, McHenry?
Jury still out on Gyökeres, jury out on Wirtz. You know, so far they haven't looked too good. Wirtz look a little decent in the second half against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, early days, Sesko as well. Early days, a 22-year-old, Wirtz 22 as well, new league. You cannot really write them off so early, but you know, jury still out. Gyökeres look like
Gyökeres look like what?
Yeah. He looked like he out of shape, bro. He looked like he not up to the pace.
And the thing is that I have a feeling like we saying this player is not fit, but I feel like it's a different level of fitness. You know,
Yeah.
that they have to play at in the Premier League, you know.
Yep. I see Sesko saying that, you know. He say the couple games that he's been involved with in England, he just seen that the level is just a higher level of football. You know, a higher level of fitness, higher level of endurance. So you need time to kind of get your body acclimatized to that. I don't know, man. I think you have to give players time, you know, and then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, you know. But so we say Liverpool win the transfer window. So who lost the transfer window?
Newcastle, maybe.
Yeah, I would say Newcastle.
Yeah.
Spurs.
Newcastle.
I might still made some good signings though.
Yeah. Spurs
Yeah, but
got chances over the line.
Spurs really tried to sign a number of players and couldn't get the deal through. Like
Newcastle tried more.
Gibbs White, there was a here we go. Everything was supposed to be signed, sealed, and delivered. Didn't happen. Eze, there was reports everything agreed, didn't happen. A little bit worse given that Eze went to their direct. You know. I feel like, I don't know, teams like Newcastle, I know you don't give into player power, but you can, those things only ever in one way. You know, a player that profile, you're not going to sit him in the reserves. If he want to leave, get what you want from Liverpool early in the window and you can make your moves.
Yep.
It's with Liverpool and Palace. Like Palace, if all you were open to selling that man or you had a particular price and Liverpool said all you wanted him, get that done early in the window so Palace could get some centre-back seat and everybody will be ready for the season. But you're leaving things until the final. And then the players
apparently the coach said if they sell him without a replacement, you would have walked.
They didn't want to sell.
Yeah. Wanted two
That was the thing. Like,
replacements.
I feel like they wanted to keep him until they get a replacement, and that was the issue. That is what I think the issue was. Because
But that's fine.
Yeah,
but the final day, the man do a physical.
But the man do all this thing, and the man still ain't get to get his move. So maybe he should have kick up dust like everybody else.
you should have probably handed in a transfer request. Make it public.
Transfer request, yeah.
Film a farewell video.
That was just madness, man.
No, that would make me
guys
curious, honestly. Like knowing that Crystal Palace was willing to sell me, they should have been, and they know they're gonna get the money from Liverpool. They should have been looking to send a replacement and let me go into my business. Yeah, wait till last minute and then.
Apparently, what happened is that the deal fell through for a player that they were trying to sign. They end up going to another club at the last minute. But that's what happens when you leave it to the final day.
What's going to happen to Palace? You know, they're going to get a big fat zero for Gay.
Yep.
Me that easy. I stay for the year and then I go next year for free.
What's worse is the man film a farewell video and then the club leaked the video, which I find to be very poor.
And that man is their captain. But,
yeah.
I mean, the argument always is people always say players greedy and players want to leave, but we have all seen, you know, and none better than our own Manchester United. Even players that were great players first. When the club started with you, they want to just pack you and, you know, so them players well within their right, in my opinion, to ask for what they're asking for. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing,
you can keep him and say, okay, we're gonna keep you until your contract expires, and then he'll do something from there. But if you're willing to sell him, you know, apparently the player not happy, and even his teammates wasn't happy with the way things go down because he said goodbye to his teammates and everything like that. Everybody was happy for him. He was well liked. He do everything the right way. He trained. He played on the weekend, and then the club do the man like that. But I guess they check in. They rather keep the manager than lose the player and lose the manager. Yeah.
Palace has been involved in some.
We'll get him next window, man.
6 months. They qualify for Europa League. They got kicked out of that. Look now, they transfer window nonsense. They had Simon Jordan as the owner. He coolly replaced. I'm going on. Palace always in some magic. Anyway,
but it was a big window. 3-point-something billion, I believe, was the number.
Yep.
Total.
Big money spending. Well, I mean, international break, international weekend. Players went down injured, like we had Cunha went down injured. I think Saka should be. They said he should be back right after the international break. Some players will get some rest. Some players will get to work on their on their fitness. So, we'll see what's going on in the next game week.
And the ones that need we talk about that need the fitness there. Most of them gonna be with their international team. So
that's crazy. So
the likes of Gyökeres and
Šeško.
Yeah.
I see Newcastle. So obviously Liverpool won the transfer window. Newcastle. So what is the prediction for the best out of all the signings? What is the prediction for which one going to be the best?
Best in what sense?
Best for the team. They fit their team and most successful for the role of Liverpool.
Pedro.
I think João Pedro have a good shout. If Liverpool didn't sign Isak, I would have said Ekitike have a good shot because he looked good in the first few games.
Jack Grealish.
There was a few transfers towards the end of the window there. Sancho to Villa, Harvey Elliott to Villa. I think some of these guys can have a good impact, but
I'll be looking at Sancho. I'll be looking at Sancho very closely.
I won't.
As well as looking at that fella in Spain very closely.
Who's that?
The one that was learning Spanish.
Oh.
MBE.
I think Jack Grealish is going to have a massive impact on what Everton do this
Grealish
year.
should have a good impact. Yeah, Grealish should be the main man over there. Yeah,
I think so.
I would say João Pedro.
João Pedro. Okay. What's gonna be the worst one then?
Walter Maida, I think. Newcastle striker.
Very well.
Who's that?
I don't think so.
Walter Maida, the striker, the under 21.
The new striker from Liverpool there, for Newcastle there? Nah, I don't think
I
so.
think Wissa will get more minutes than him. I think Wissa will score more goals than him. I think Wissa, I don't know. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
And Newcastle like a big striker,
What about Benjamin Sesko?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Sesko from to really say that.
Yeah.
But why I would say,
you.
Brad, you might have a point there. Is so far the way I've seen Amorim want to play, I don't know if I've seen Sesko fit in that kind of play style.
But I haven't seen enough of Šeško to say he cannot play that style.
The way the team set up with these attacking and the flicks and the quick, I don't know if that is the setup, but this is the best way for that man to get the goals. I feel like the team not designed to create chances for a striker. The team designed to just, like cool, he will have the ball, dribble, he will pull up his head, but
I see Gali say something.
How City will play.
I see Gali say something and I agree.
Yeah,
I believe Zirkzee in that team with them other fellas there will fit better.
I agree.
Zirkzee not looking necessarily to score, he's looking for him to link up play.
If Bruno was playing in one of these attacking midfield roles, I think Sesko would be better served.
Because Bruno would look for him.
Midfield, Bruno. Yeah. Bruno's a put up his head and try a pass over the top, try a pass to the back post. And that is the kind of thing Sesko will fry above. Putting a man ball into his feet for him to beat 2 or 3 fellas and score. That is just not his game. He needs chances to fit, to head, but Amorim have to figure out his business. I find after preseason, Man U look good in preseason in a few games I saw them play.
Yeah, we did.
Bit, sensible in attack, know what they was doing. But then as the season started, I find it's a lot of individual moments, isolation type of football again, and hope for something. I'm not seeing a tactic per se.
Give me laugh, you.
Well, I mean, Sesko is a good player. I've seen him score some good goals.
I haven't
have a striker of that,
I haven't seen enough of Sheshko, period. I cannot have an opinion on that man.
when you have
Yeah,
a
his name.
old, you have to create chances for them. That man would thrive with a KDB where, you know, when he put up his head, his first priority is to look for his striker where he's most. And they have a developed understanding. But man, you're looking like they're making it up as they go. And again, they don't have control in that midfield. So, we'll see. All the other strikers of the mark so far. Well, Isak not of the mark for Liverpool yet, but he haven't played a game yet, so.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
So you think
more he goes with all this squad, the more the spotlight come on him.
Yeah.
You know already at United. He play against what you call it? He played against Grimsby. He scored a goal. That was the game for him to get off the mark and give it pressure.
To comment on Taj, I mean, Gyökeres looked like a big piece of cardboard against Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like, he scored 2 goals against Leeds, but that was a free. You know, Gyökeres don't look too great either. But we'll see what happens.
Taj, who they're talking about Sheshko like he's the second coming of Ronaldo? Everybody saying we don't know what Sheshko is yet. Nobody saying like he's the second
coming of Ronaldo. Nah, man.
He's a striker at Manchester United. The pressure will be on him. I don't know if he can deliver yet. I haven't seen enough of him to see that he'll deliver. And now again with our style of play, haven't shown us that we can create for a striker. But granted, we haven't put a striker up there yet. So it's you know, work in progress.
I don't think Sesko going to be a favorite by Amorim. That's what I've seen. But
well, them comment is pure jokes.
All right.
Like a fake Brock Lesnar.
Well, I mean, Ekitike didn't score much more, and we signed him for 90 million euros there. So maybe the club see something in him, and if you put him in the right circumstances, he can thrive. So we'll see. What I've seen from Ekitike so far, like when he get the chances in the box, even if he don't finish, the shot and are good, and that's what you want from a striker.
Isak wasn't leaving Newcastle to come United, bro. The man wasn't going to come United.
Yeah.
Man want to play Champions League football.
The great Manchester United, that one.
The man to play Champions League football, bro.
The great Manchester United.
Well, Newcastle have that.
Ekitike remind me of how we getting them bounces, like when he dribbling and the ball just bouncing back in his foot. Suarez, I see that happen plenty, you know. So I just do madness when the ball just coming in.
I think Suarez was a little more purposeful in those type of bounces. He would deliberately try to hit the ball off of and hit it through their legs. The Ekitike just going through the motions.
Nah, man.
The finishes so far.
I see all the game Sesko a rush shake there. The man haven't really started a match. The man haven't give him some time, man.
The man not fit.
Give him some time. And I always say sometimes the environment too. Like Brad said, a good point. If Bruno Fernandes was playing further forward, Bruno will be looking for him. You know what I'm saying? But you have to see. I think Amorim, if he keep playing that Bruno in midfield business there, that will get him fired. So you better change it up.
Gally, even with Watkins, I don't see Watkins playing that link-up play with those 2 other players there neither.
He looked pretty good doing it for Villa when the opportunity comes. I mean, sometimes it's just depending on the manager's style, but some of these players, they have the ability.
And England. He can do link-up, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
We talk about some of these major signings. We had some big departures as well. Manchester United fans will take to the streets in celebration because they get rid of Garnacho finally because it seemed they really wanted rid of that player.
That will be the worst signing of this season.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
Garnacho not going to last long. I think Garnacho decision making is absolutely terrible. Unless if you get that brain in the last 6 months, I don't see that going nowhere.
We didn't want to ball for all you. We didn't want to do for all you. No, you can't bring us football.
So
he has a proper manager.
Rafik, you check in again and start playing link up football.
Yeah, man, I think when Enzo drilled it into his head that he need to play with his teammates, but Enzo also like a winger who can take those risks and take somebody one-on-one. So it's like I think his job will be both. You know,
Garnacho can
give
beat
that
anybody
freedom.
one-on-one. When last did you get Garnacho dribble past somebody one-on-one?
Bro, that environment
There
will
are
have
sure that
possible.
instances where he crossed the ball into the box and nobody there to do nothing. If you see Sita's goal was missing towards the end of last season.
Now the point you have to keep crossing it. Their job, cross it to the box.
No, man.
Anyway,
You're a
we'll
proper
see.
manager now.
We'll see.
Yeah. Sancho at Villa, I feel Sancho might do very well there. These clubs have European football, they'll get game time.
We'll see, you know. We'll see how good he does.
I
Every
always
2
say
days,
I don't feel like Amorim game.
every 2 days they give him the
Come into a club, you have players.
and spend
I
time
don't
with his
think-
girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't think that was a Amorim decision, you know.
That's why I'm telling you.
I
It was
think that
already
was the
made because of
decision
his
from the high
salary.
ups. Yep, to get Sancho's salary off the books.
Yeah. As I tell you, Amorim is a mannequin, not a manager.
Bro, at the end of the day,
coming in there and he telling the club, listen, I want to take a
but at the end of the day, Sancho wasn't putting up no trees. They're supposed to move on. Move on from Sancho, move on from Garnacho, move on from all them fellas.
Yeah.
Next. Let's move on.
Here's the problem, dude. The problem is nobody was putting up trees, so it's like you can't even tell if it's the players or if it's the system or if it's the manager. It had to assess because it was just bad all around.
But even when Sancho left
He said he won loan at Dortmund and he did well.
he played decent, but he wasn't.
Set him on loan at Chelsea and he did well.
What well he do there at Chelsea?
Dwayne, would you say his loan at Chelsea was not
why you do hold him then? 25 minutes. Why do you hold him?
because his wages was too much. He was asking for too much.
It's too much. And all you signing players on 10-year contracts.
Yes, 10-year contracts with all with 50,000 salaries. They okay 50,000 and 10 years.
You paying somebody 200K a week,
Yeah,
right? For 5 years, or you paying them 100K for 10 years. Or not the money you spending.
No, it's literally it's not the same money you're spending because in different years the money has either doubled or minus in value. Brad, correct me if I'm wrong.
Minus in value. That's just
Well,
something.
one Chelsea not keeping these players for 10 years. And if Sancho was doing well at Man U, they would have renewed his contract at the same salary or more. So it coming to the same thing. But the person to blame is the person not giving that high salary because Chelsea was never going to match that or get anything close to that because it not aligning with their model, their new model. But even let's see how it go.
He said the reason he go Villa is because
permanent deal.
He said the reason he go Villa is because he was impressed by the manager. So we'll see what happens. It looked like Villa good to take some United loans. Maybe he'll end up at Barcelona, man, after that loan from Villa.
Emre is a good manager, you know.
Emre is also at Arsenal, you know.
And he's back in the competition he loves.
He was also at Arsenal, you know.
Yeah, one would argue that is his team that Arteta won the FA Cup and they haven't won anything since when he go and put his own stamp on the team. So the comments think that means to say Arteta is a waste of time. But we'll see.
We'll see, man.
We have a couple injuries in the international game there. Darlow down, Gravenberch both injured in training. Hopefully his players come back fit next week.
No, Darlow can stay down for maybe another 2 weeks. That's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We've been going for over an hour. Let's give all you back sometime. Go and watch Pop the Balloon or something like that.
World Cup tickets on sale next week Wednesday.
Boy, Brad, I was talking about that
earlier,
but the problem is now with them tickets now is them robots, them bots are going to buy them thing.
Yeah.
And they're going to put them thing on StubHub and them kind of thing to resell it.
I myself go and get a bot, eh?
Yeah. Let's see if you can get something, even if it's a bootleg game. Anything or something.
I have to go to a couple of games next year.
I think they're going to be doing dynamic pricing on them tickets, you know. So the more popular games naturally will be more expensive, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
if you get it in the first batch versus resale, it'll be cheaper.
Yeah. And the other thing too, even if you travel in, go to a match in the US, not going overseas, it might actually, save you some money if you can get a ticket. If you're traveling to go to South Africa to a World Cup or something, you have to spend money on a hotel and every kind of thing. So
correct.
might be a little bit easier in the US. So anyway.
But it'll be good to get a ticket early to know where you're going. So if you have to book accommodations and things, but we'll see what happens next week when tickets go on sale.
Yeah.
For the people that living up by MetLife up there, if I was all you, that whole time, every time they have a game up there, yeah, my house for rent. I tell them somebody I can't stay by you, boy. You crazy? Big money that day. Anyway. Yeah, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Fellas.
We'll be back. Thanks for tuning in next week. Take it easy.
That's right, fellas.
Yes, sir.